Why did the duck say bang? Because he was a firecracker. Happy 4th of July, and thanks for stopping by Comic Book Editions Volume 152. We're going to keep it patriotic today, as I'm going to give you an update on my Wonder Woman collection. Thanks for joining me. I know, Wonder Woman comic books on a Magic Lasso channel? Shocking. Let's get started, though, with a few books that Wonder Woman is the guest star on. Action Comics number 817 was published in 2004. This is an Art Adams cover. It's a pretty cool cover, too. So one thing that I should tell you, back in the day, I was pretty regimented about just collecting the Wonder Woman title only. If there was a variant cover, more than likely, if she was on the cover, I tried to pick it up. But as for her guest appearances, I bypassed those, and now my collecting has changed a little bit. So I want to expand and try to pick up some of the one-shots or guest star issues that she had. I don't know if I'm ready to pick up titles like Justice League Beyond Volume 1, which I'm currently working on that run. But I am interested in picking up some other books that she was a guest star on. I think this Art Adams cover is pretty cool. I've kind of seen covers similar to this too, or an homage to this as well. This is a good story. Wonder Woman is visiting Superman. He's in the hospital. He's been hit with kryptonite, and doctors are trying to do their best that they can, thus working on a Kryptonian. She comes to visit, and of course there's a mob outside, which leads to some problems from a villain as well. So good story, good cover. The next book would strictly be a cover by. This is Superman Unchained, number 2, and this is from 2013. Wonder Woman does not appear in the story. This is one of the variant covers, and it's Nicola Scott. I'm a big fan of Nicola Scott artwork, I should add, too. I love my Jenny Frison artwork, and I love my Nicola Scott artwork of Wonder Woman, too, among many others. So I know some people are a big fan of the story. I never had really read the Superman Unchained before. This is the only issue that I read, and like I said, I wasn't sure if she was just on the cover or if she was in the story, but she wasn't in the story. It's okay, though. I did enjoy the cover. Little kissy, kissy, smoochy, smoochy action going on. So this next book, what a cover. Sometimes, believe it or not, I'm more intrigued if Wonder Woman looks like she's kind of getting her behind handed to her. And Big Barda and Wonder Woman are battling on this cover. This is a 1996 Mr. Miracle Volume 3, issue number 6, and this is Walt Simonson who did this cover. So this story essentially is two different stories inside the book. The first part is Big Barda and Wonder Woman training on Paradise Island. And while Big Barda does get some blows in, Wonder Woman ends up triumphing in the mock battle between the two. Big Barda also realizes by the end of the story that she does need to learn that there is more that she can learn, I should say, from the Amazons, them scaring in a way. And then the second story is just a Mr. Miracle story. Both stories are relatively short. To get two complete stories in one issue, they have to be. And I especially noticed on the Wonder Woman story, it wasn't very heavy on dialogue. It was much more picture heavy than it was story heavy, which I guess is okay. But when you're used to reading Bronze Age comic books and even Silver Age comic books, which are rather wordy, you get to modern era books and you're like, I can fly through this book in 2 minutes, and I'm done with the entire book. Wow. So these are some of the recent Wonder Woman comic books that I picked up where she's guest starring in other characters' titles. There's more that I plan to pick up. Definitely not planning on picking up that Dog Welder and Six-Pack Section 8 comic book that we talked about a few weeks ago on Fanboys Live in the Retro Review. If you missed that episode, point blank, I'm going to say you didn't miss much. So that was a Tony pick, and I don't know about that pick. That was a little out there. We didn't review the Wonder Woman story, but at the end we started talking about an issue where Wonder Woman guest starred in that. But I go off topic. Before I continue on with the books I want to show you, if you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, it's a great way to put a huge smile on my face. Trying to build the channel up to 1K. That is the goal, 1K subscribers. Any help that you can do by sharing the channel or this video with someone that you think might be interested or would subscribe is certainly appreciated. Give this video a thumbs up and a like as well. Let's go over to the main Wonder Woman title right now. And this is a volume 2 book. This is one that I already had and I sought to replace. You might remember in my comic book editions volume 114 video from last year, almost a year ago, I had this book. It was my original copy of this book. And my friend Andre in Brazil was able to get it signed for me by Mike Deodato Jr. And not only did Mike Deodato Jr. sign the book for me, he also did, on a backing board, did some original Wonder Woman art for me too, which blew my mind. So this is a Mike Deodato Jr. Cover. This is a great story. It's the contest / trial of Artemis. So Artemis becomes the new Wonder Woman, and then it's her first mission into man's world. And that took place between Wonder Woman Volume 2, issue number 90 through issue number 100. Very good storyline, one that I highly recommend. And actually the storyline sort of based on a 2-issue story for Wonder Woman Volume 1, issue 250 and 251, which sometime I need to talk about more in depth, or maybe even do as a retro review sometime in the future, because it certainly is worthy of that. But this brings back a lot of memories for me. Really enjoyed this, really enjoyed rereading this. But since I had a signed copy, I most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time I tried to have my signed copies be duplicates for me. So I wanted to have an unsigned copy for the regular personal collection and then just consider my signed copy a duplicate copy. That's usually my plan for that. And so I know I needed to replace this, and I was able to do so. So I was talking just a little earlier on here as I pull up for you Wonder Woman Volume 4, issue number 50. I mentioned a little bit ago in this video how I usually only bought the main Wonder Woman series if she was on the cover. Now, issue 50, and this is back in 2016, had 5 different covers for it, 3 of which didn't feature Wonder Woman because they were in promotion for this Batman vs. Superman BvS film, and Wonder Woman wasn't on them. So at the time I was kind of like, I don't think that I need them. But my collecting has changed a little bit. I've grown a little bit in my collecting. I'm even more of a completist than I was before. And I've decided that out of the 3 that I didn't have, I've picked up 2 of them. This is the Spotlight cover. There's another cover that's called the full variant cover that looks just like this, only the background, instead of being gray, is red. But this is considered the Spotlight cover. And then the next book that I have to show you is another variant of issue number 50. You see that the coloring's changed a little bit. This is called the Fade variant, F-A-D-E, the Fade variant. So I do need to pick up that full variant. These aren't expensive books at all, but I was just so close. I mean, there weren't many Wonder Woman comic books variants that she wasn't on the cover, and that's why I was like, I might as well just pick those up now and just really truly have the complete set. So, and you know, I'm extremely close on having that done. So these books, as a matter of fact, these last several books that I've shown you, actually all the books I've shown you so far in this video, were books that I picked up or started ordering about a year ago, and I had a hold box going for about a year before I had it shipped out to me. So I've known these have been coming for quite some time, and they're finally making their way into my hands to be able to share with you on this video. Let's move into something a little bit more modern. Recently on my channel, I showed you some variant covers, incentive variant covers for Wonder Woman number 799 that came out. And I also mentioned in a recent video that the Comic Mint did an exclusive for Wonder Woman 799. This is the exclusive. It's so hard to see. Foil covers just don't photograph well and they don't look great in video, but trust me when I tell you in person, this is absolutely stunning. So the Comic Mint offered this as an exclusive. I think this was at a Philly Comic Con early last month, if I remember correctly. And then they offered it on their website as well, which is where I picked it up at. So huge fan of the Comic Mint. I don't know anyone there, but I just like these people. They always seem to be out for the true collectors, and quite often they offer some free books that you just have to pay shipping onto, or free trade paperbacks. And I just like the vibe that they give out to the community. I think that that's pretty cool. But this is the absolutely beautiful foil variant for $7.99. Well, Wonder Woman 800 is out in stores now. It's the current issue. And here is one of the incentive covers. This is the 1 in 25 incentive cover. The day that the book came out, I think I picked up 11 different covers just at my LCS of Wonder Woman number 800. So there was quite a bit of money spent in one chunk all at once, picking up just one comic book. And this is a cool cover. I like this. And as they have been doing with the Wonder Woman comic books, the main A cover turns into a black and white cover. That is the 1 in 50 incentive variant as well. Now there's 2 other exclusive Wonder Woman covers for issue number 800 that are Midtown Comics exclusive. My friend had a chance to go to Midtown Comics and pick those up for me. So you'll be seeing those on my channel very soon. I just haven't had a chance to see my friend since he got back from his trip to New York City. But that will be coming up soon on my channel as well. Now, this month and next month, they're doing Night Terrors. So there is no regular Wonder Woman comic book. And then they relaunch Wonder Woman in September with issue number 1. So this will be volume 6, issue number 1, with Tom King taking over the run. This book has 2 stories. The first story is the wrap-up of the Michael Conrad, Becky Cloonan. They've been writing Wonder Woman for the last few years. It's a wrap-up of their storyline. And then the second story is the first Tom King story. Daniel Sampier art too, who will be doing the art on the regular series. And it's the introduction of Trinity, Wonder Woman's daughter. It takes place 20 years in the future. So 2 stories inside this book. One more thing that I want to show as well, since it's Wonder Woman related, my friend Andre in Brazil, who I mentioned before, got me, he AOK'd me this really cool Wonder Woman trading card, which is just like the cover to Wonder Woman Volume 2, issue number 1 by George Perez. So thank you so much, Andre, for doing that. That is awesome. I appreciate that. If you didn't know, Wonder Woman Volume 2, issue number 1 is getting another facsimile release coming out. Is it coming out in August or September? I think it's coming out in August, if I don't remember. It's already had one facsimile release. Now it's getting another one, which is kind of crazy to me. Still a good story. I'll still even pick up a second printing, essentially, of the facsimile, even though I have the original in my collection too. So that's on the way as well for Wonder Woman fans. Out of everything that I showed you today, which cover was your favorite? I'd love to know that. Let's dialogue about that and anything you want in the comments section below. Your comments are always welcomed, encouraged, and appreciated. And I appreciate you so much for making it to the end of this comic book editions video today. Here on the 4th of July, I did a patriotic Captain America themed back issue of the week YouTube short that dropped yesterday on my channel. So if you haven't had the chance to check that out as well, please do so. I featured the Captain America tribute anniversary issue that was published for his 80th anniversary a couple years ago as the back issue of the week. And you can learn more about that in that YouTube short. We'll see you for Fanboys Live in the Retro Review this upcoming weekend, and on my channel for another comic book editions video next week. Thanks for making it to the end of this one, and take care.